Before I even say hi, can we please take a second to look at this person in the chat and their username? Gay for Hanji. Oh, people. Your guys' usernames. Oh, gosh. Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing? Gay for Hanji. I love you guys. I was getting ready and I was looking at the chat to see if someone is, already texting, and I saw that comment. I'm like, interesting, I guess. Good, how about you? I'm doing good. I had a tough weekend. I have to be honest. It wasn't the greatest weekend in my life, but we're still here trying to handle things. And that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. I know that we talk a little bit about everything all the time, but I think, having a topic will be a little bit more entertaining. So, what I wanted to talk about this time is communication. I know it's weird, but let me explain. Sometimes it's just so difficult communicating with people how you feel, how they are acting with you, how they make you feel, or how you feel in general. It's difficult to talk about feelings with the person you love, but also with family. And that's exactly what happened to me this weekend. I talked to my mom like a million times already about this, but she doesn't seem to get it. Okay? So I was trying to get to that point of knowing how to communicate to people in a straight way, but also in a kind way that sometimes is difficult. Sometimes that's really difficult. So I want to know what you guys normally do when you don't know how to communicate how you feel or how they're making you feel. Because when I don't know how to communicate how I feel, I tend to cry. I tend to cry and I tend to feel so destroyed, and I tend to overwhelm myself, overthink about everything. And then after like 2 or 3 hours, I'm ready to talk. But that person wanted to talk about it in that same second. Does that ever happen to you? Are you the kind of person who wants to talk about it immediately when something happened? Or you're the kind of person who needs to take a break, think about it, calm down? Let me know, because I feel alone. I feel weird. I show mine through songs. That's a good one, actually. I've seen a lot of people doing it through journaling or by dancing. I do it by crying, I think, and I'm not proud of it. Because when I have too many emotions inside myself, I tend to cry to take them out. There is people who sing, who listening to music is a really good way, or singing, or journaling. I don't know, that's just so weird. Boundaries and limits are just so difficult sometimes. I don't know if that happens to you, but sometimes I do feel alone when putting boundaries. I don't know if people is gonna respect them, if people is gonna know what I'm talking about, if they're gonna be okay with it. And I know that I shouldn't be so upset about it. I should just put my boundary and give a fuck what the other person thinks. That's how I want to react, that's how I want to be, but I'm not. I am not. Usually when I don't feel comfortable with someone, I stay very quiet. Oh, and I say very little and don't even talk to, and I don't even look them in the face I hate eye contact when I'm feeling awkward around someone. You know what? I think that's exactly what happened with my little sister this week. Let me give you a little bit of feedback. I visit my mom on the weekend. My little sisters live with her, and one of my little sisters has a part-time job. And when I got home, when I got to my mom's place, she got food ready, so we put the table, we were eating, and this sister asked me, not even ask me, her question was, "You're gonna leave me at work, right?" And I look at her and I said, "No, I'm eating." And since that moment, my sister became so quiet. She was avoiding eye contact. She was trying not to talk to any of her family members, including me. And when she left, I asked my mom, "Is everything okay?" And my mom tried to explain why my sister was mad. And I was like, "Well, point number one, it's my car." And I think I get to decide if I want to give someone a ride or not. And secondly, she didn't even ask. She was like not forcing exactly. I know she's really young and she probably was not doing this in the right way. She probably didn't know how to express that question or anything, but the way that she asked the question was what made my reaction. So when she got home after I talked to her, she apologized, I apologized, and we tried to have a little bit better communication. But her first reaction made me think everyone has a different reaction when they don't know how to communicate something. If you fall in love with someone and you don't know how to express your feelings, that's a tough one. A lot of people tend to avoid their feelings, or they tend to say it straightforward, and you don't know how the other person is going to react. And coming back to my little sister's story, you don't know how the other person is going to listen your question. She was trying to ask something, I understood another one. So sometimes it's just so difficult, and recently, this is something that I recently do. It's I write down everything that it's going through my head, and I try to make a step by step of how I want to react, of how I want to do things, on what I want to say, so I can follow that step by step. And that's so weird when I try to explain that to someone, but it's been helping me. You really don't know how many things my head can think in 1 minute. So I need to put everything outside, and I can only write one thing at a time. So that helps me to stop my overthinking. So if that helps anyone out there, there's that trick. Use it, please. You will see what I'm talking about. Hey Kat, did you see Minecraft's 1.20 update is here? No, I did not. I did not. I'm still in love. You know, falling in love, it's amazing. It's a nice feeling. But it's also scared. Somehow. When I'm not comfortable with someone, I usually just stop talking to everyone and get really be mad if someone tries to talk to me. I think I'm you. I think I'm you. When I get upset and when I'm not comfortable around someone or with something, I tend to stop talking and start thinking. And I made my I made the entire situation in my head, and I come up with 10, 15, 20 different endings, and I'm not happy with any of them. So I just stay quiet, I get whatever you're saying, I ask you to give me a second. Sometimes I'm just leaving the conversation as is. And I leave, and I need to have my Jasmine time, my alone time. either at home, in my bedroom, or in my car, to think about things, to put things together inside my head, and to come up with something. And sometimes I need more than a day to think of a good answer, because there are multiple things that I think about when coming with an answer. How's the other person going to feel? I don't want to hurt this person. How am I going to feel? Am I respecting myself? Do I really want to say this? Or is it better to stay quiet and don't say nothing? I mean, just it's a lot to process. And you guys might know that my first language is Spanish, which means I need to think in my language and then translate that to English and make it make sense. So then I can put it on the table and say, hey, this is what I feel. And then I need to pay extra attention to your answer, because you will answer from your feelings, you will answer whatever comes from your heart, and I need to translate that to Spanish. So it's an entire confusion in my head. It's just a mess inside there. Every employee inside my head, it's like, hey, I need help right here. Is that getting burned right now? Hey, do we have an answer for that? It's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And my anxiety levels, my anxiety levels doesn't help, really. The cherry booster are so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Are you a Hanji simp? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. When I'm uncomfortable, I just stay quiet and go to my room to be alone. If I can't be alone though, I just don't say anything for hours. I get what you're saying. That's exactly how I feel. It's like I need to process too many things at the same time, that I need a time alone to process everything at my own path. So I tend to stay quiet. I tend to not say anything. I tend to end the conversation, and I tend to try to have my time alone. I completely get you. That feeling is complete valid. And I'm not sure if you guys are seeing these answers, but everyone or most of the people here are saying that when they're not feeling comfortable, they stay quiet. That's the key. Most of us needs to stop and think. Or we just get too annoyed of what the other person is saying, and we just need a time away from that person. That can happen too. That can happen too. I feel bad. I only sent I hope you have a good day to you once last week. You don't need to feel sorry about that. I really appreciate it, actually. I'm trying to control my anger issues, but it's really hard when someone keeps talking, so I just completely shut down because I don't have time to think for a good answer. Yes, I get that feeling, actually. And to control your anger issues, I'm gonna give you this. When I was little, I come from a really big family, okay? I have 5 siblings and myself. Single mom. So my mom had 6 children at the same time. And she needs to pay attention to everyone, okay? That's almost impossible as a single mom. So when I was a child, when I was really young, I had to share my room with my older sisters. And that wasn't really a good idea. We had no door. Listen to this. We had no door, no privacy. Privacy, 0%. So when I get older and I got my own room, I got so protective over my privacy, over myself, over my space, that now every time that my roomie, because now I live by myself, now that my roomie tries to get into my room because she needs something, because the alarm it's beeping, or because I left my window open and we need to close it so the heat doesn't go out, like just any random situation, if she needs to get to my room and she asked me permission to get into my room, I get upset. And I get upset in a way that I get angry with myself. And I get really, really upset, really angry, and my first reaction is, no, hell not, you're not getting in my space. And again, I need to breathe. I need to take my time. I need to go lunch. I need to go on a walk. I need to think through it. I need to journal about it. I need to do a lot of things to calm down and get to the point where I said, okay, the issue is not with my roomie. The issue, it's with my inner child. The little Jasmine that never had privacy, and now she feels unsafe when someone enters her space. It's not about my roomie. She has nothing to do with this. It takes me time, even if I already know this information, it takes me time to process and say, okay, calm down. And then I start asking questions. Why do you need to enter to my room? Instead of saying, no, you're not getting in. And this person says, oh, because, you know, the plumber is here and they need to get into your room so they can get to the plumber system, whatever. I get an answer, and it's good to know, and it makes me feel better, and then I'm okay with it. So if you need a tip to help you with your anger issues, because anger issues will be always there, or you can actually make them disappear, I will say this as that. If you need a tip, it will be taking a break. Taking a really good break. And if you need to make notes while you're in the conversation, do it. Because I have that same problem. If I remember one thing that you said, I'm not going to remember 5 others. So I need to make notes of every point that I want to answer. And I will say, okay, give me a second. I need to think about it. And we can come back together. We can circle back together in 1 hour. We can circle back together tomorrow. And most of the time, people will be fine with that answer. So I go to my alone time, I take my notes with me, and then I start thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I want to say this about this. What about if I said it this way? It's an entire process. It takes time. I know, it's frustrating. Why other people can do it without all of this effort? I have no idea. But I can't. I'm not that person. So I had to come with a way to work it myself, to go my own path, to go my own time. So find your way too. If you find your way, I can assure you it's gonna be easier. Easier. Hey, hope you had a good day. Yes, I did. I am having a good day, actually. I am having a good day. I used to get angry at small things, and I was so scared of hurting people physically, I will shut myself away from people so I don't hurt them. You know what? Anger, it's not aggression. So you can perfectly separate those things in your head. I'm angry, that doesn't mean I have to be aggressive with someone. I am angry, that's a feeling. That's it. Aggression, it's a physical action. I'm angry, I can yell. I can push my pillow. I can write it down. I can yell. I can sing a song. I can go to take a shower. I can go to wrong. I can do many things. But angriness, being angry, doesn't mean aggression. They're two separate things. So you can teach yourself in your head that there are two different ways to go. And they don't really have to hold their hands and go together. They don't. I usually stay in my room a lot. I like being alone so much that when someone comes close to me, my instincts tell me to attack, but I stay quiet and pretend that person is not here. You know what? I stay in my room a lot too. There are times that I just really don't want to talk to people. That I'm just really annoyed by people, by my personal problems by things that I'm passing through. Simply as that. So, being alone in your room, it's okay. It's valid. It's fine. It's normal. I mean, who doesn't want to be in their private space? Come on. But when someone gets closer to you in your space, you can perfectly put a boundary there. There are different kind of boundaries: time boundaries, physical boundaries, emotional boundaries. In this case, it will be a physical boundary. Hey, I don't feel comfortable when I'm having my time and you get so close to me. Do you think we can get close later? Just like that. You're not being rude. You're not being angry. You're just communicating how you feel. And if that person doesn't respect your boundary, it means that person doesn't respect you. And it's your responsibility to make that person respect you. As simply as that. You can put a boundary there. It's difficult. Let me tell you, it's difficult. But it's possible. And it will make you feel so good when someone respects your boundaries. Boundaries, the meaning of boundaries actually is a way to love myself, a way to respect myself. So I'm putting a boundary between you and me, not because I hate you, not because anything with you. It's because I love me, I respect me, and this boundary is the physical meaning of what I feel. Same, yes. I don't like when go in my personal space. I grew up without privacy, so that's also a big thing. It's definitely a big thing. More than nothing, I'm not really sure if you guys know this, but the Hispanic community has that issue. There's no privacy at any time. Your parents want absolute control under your life, your thinkings, your emotions, your actions, and you don't really get to understand why. And there is the point where you actually think this is normal and this is okay, when it's not. So coming out of that mindset, it's a little bit difficult. It's really difficult, but it's good for your health. It's good for you. And if it's good for you, it's worth it. It completely does. I also get angry. I walk up in a bad mood. I go to school in a bad mood. I don't like to hurt people. I like to be around, so I stop being rude around them, even if I'm very angry. Okay, I'm gonna give you a tip. When I feel like I'm having a bad day, I go to bed early. It doesn't matter if it's 4 p.m. It doesn't matter if it's 12 in the afternoon. I go to bed early because my body needs it. I need to relax. And there is not a most relaxing time for my body than when I'm sleeping. So when I feel, God, I'm having a piece of shit day, I am going to bed. I turn on a candle. I turned off my lights. I ask people not to enter my room, or I put on earphones. I put my favorite music, I put rain, I put whatever I need, and I go to bed. And when I wake up, I will be refreshed. I know that. I will be refreshed. I can think about it. And if you don't have the opportunity to go to bed, take your alone time. Are you in a parking lot? Look around and look for a time to be alone. Are you in school? Go to the restroom. Are you at work? Take a break. Are you at home? Go in your bedroom. There is always time for you. And if there is no time for you, you're doing something wrong. And you need to give yourself time. There is nothing more important than you. Nothing. Or anyone. There is no one more important than yourself. I'm always scared I will snap at someone when I have a bad day. It did happen a lot, and I said some horrible stuff. It happened to me too. I have to be honest. And that actually happened with my mom. My mom is the person that I most love in this world. But I remember this time when I was a teenage and I had a really, really bad day at school. And I said really horrible things to my mom. And after I said those things, I remember I cried. And I cried a lot. And I come up with my mom and I apologized. And I apologized from the most deeply space in my heart. I apologize as if she wouldn't forgive me, as if I did the most horrible thing in this world. And I remember my mom hugged me and she said everything was okay, that she loved me and that everything was fine. Most of the times when we say something horrible to someone, if we accept that we made a mistake and we come with that person with our most vulnerable self and said, I'm sorry, I hurt you, I said something that I didn't want to say, I was having a bad day, I am not saying this as an excuse, I'm giving this for you to know what happened. I am giving this information to you because I think it's necessary. I'm giving you context. I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm sorry. Do you think you can forgive me? And most of the times, if that person loves you, they will say yes. Even if that person doesn't know you, I've seen people in my life that said sorry to me for something that they did years ago that I don't even remember about. And because of the way they said, it's impossible for you to not forgive that person. So that's a good advice. If you are really sorry for something that you said, apologize. That's always gonna be good. The other person is going to appreciate that apology. It used to be hard to control it. I used to go outside and hit the concrete. I can imagine you doing that, Angie. I thought about doing boxing because it felt good. Oh, to get the anger out of me. That's a good idea. You know, in Denver, we have a place where you can pay, I think, 10 or 15 bucks, and they give you a room. It depends how much money you pay, right? But they give you access to one of the rooms with, for example, lamps, TVs, computers, walls that are already destroyed. And they give you tools so you can destroy those things even more. So you can get that anger out of you. I didn't know that this place existed till last year. So I recommend you to look on Google. Maybe you have something close nearby. It's a really good way to take your anger out. Even doing something like tennis or something that can allow you to push something so you can get that anger out. That's a good way to do it. I'm always scared. Oh yeah. Most of the times when I'm upset, I can't actually be alone because I have to share a room with my older sister. So when I'm sad, mad, I just go to bed and fall asleep. Let me change the song first because what in the earth is this? What in the earth is that? Okay, that's better. What was that? What was that? You know what? I think that's the problem that I had for a long time. As I said, I used to share a room with my older sisters, so I never had a space for me. If your space is not your room, try to find your space somewhere else. Maybe your space is right behind a tree. Maybe your space it's in the back of your school. Maybe your space it's in a place where you can be alone. Maybe your space is sitting down in the ground and listening to music. Try to find your space, and a space that you can put your name and say, hell, this is my space. And when I feel bad, I can come here and I know I'm safe. That can also happen in your dreams, let me tell you. If you feel like you always go to bed and fall asleep, that's okay, that's fine. You can, in your dreams, find a way or find a you space in your dreams. Imagine being where you want to be. If you don't have a private room, let me tell you, you can imagine a room. This is gonna sound crazy, but it is true. You can imagine a room for yourself. You can imagine yourself being in the middle of the forest. You can imagine yourself being next to Hanji. You can imagine yourself whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you feel comfortable. And have a nice time. And enjoy it. Because it's your dream. You can do whatever you want with it, darling. You can do whatever you want with it. So have fun. Find your place. And after you find it, you can go back to that place over and over and over again. If you have problems doing this, I recommend you looking for on YouTube maybe some videos that can illustrate or that can help you to imagine what place you're looking for to feel safe. That's a good idea. I listened to the last video you did while I fell asleep. It was so soothing that I heard the dress part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I still remember that. I need to go there, my walls are suffering. You know the feeling of extreme nervous when you feel stairs? Yes. That's a horrible feeling, actually. I've heard of those rooms. I hate feeling this way, but I already have another feeling worse. What about if you try to put name to those feelings? If you feel angry, say it out loud, I feel angry. If you feel sad, say it out loud, I feel sad. If you have mixed feelings, put them name. Giving a name to your emotions makes them less powerful. So that it's like a way for you to look through the eyes of your emotions and say, hey, sadness, I can see you. That's it. When you give a name to your emotions connect to you and you can hug them. You can make them feel you. I feel you. I see you here. Sadness, angriness, love. I get you. You're here. What do we do together? There is no space for all of us. What do we do? You know, it's a way to talk to yourself. It's self-talk and self-awareness. It will help you to level up your stress and anxiety. Don't be sorry, I love that part. That's good. I imagine a lot of places mentally with either Hanji, Lady D, or my crush. I won't retell them. When I was passing through a really difficult situation, I imagined myself in the middle of a forest, in the middle of the night, with a fireplace, just crying next to the fireplace. I've never shared this with anyone. Now I share that with all of you guys. But that was my safe space for a long time. And every time that I felt insecure, every time that I felt like overwhelmed or that it was too much for me, I used to look up for a safe place, like my car or bathroom, somewhere where I can close my eyes mentally and just imagine this place. And I used to put music on my earphones so that I can connect with that place. And after a few minutes, I found myself crying in real life. And after crying, I felt so much better. So if you could find your place, believe me, it's gonna change everything. I have a handy ASMR idea. Let's see, what's the idea? Also, wanted to ask, do you guys think this is a bad idea to make I mean, this is this a bad time of the day to make lives? I've seen a lot of you wake up in the middle of 4 a.m. I don't want you guys to be awake at that time. I can probably change my schedule. So if it works for you, that's great. But if it doesn't, let me know. I'll feel really bad about that. And I'm still, oh gosh, I have a lot of ideas pending. Your handy videos really help me calm down a lot of times, so thank you for the videos. You're more than welcome. That's why they're there. I'm glad I'm an hour ahead of you. I see stairs every day. When I go to school, I know people are looking at me, or when I'm in class and the teacher asks me a question, I know people are looking at me, or at presentations. I have that feeling too sometimes. Let me tell you, it's normal. It's okay. And I'm not sure how we developed this. In my case, it was because of my family. When I wanted to do something at home, I have to be really pending that my family weren't there. So I developed that like skill, to say it somehow, of knowing when people is getting closer or when people is looking at me directly. That now in the present time, I can be, for example, I was in LA in the anime convention, and I could feel how people was looking at me, staring at me, and when I look at that direction, I could find someone looking at me. And that's a weird feeling, and I still don't know how to control that, but I get it. I feel that at work. Sometimes when I'm working, I feel like someone's staring at me and I look that way and it's my manager trying to catch my attention to say something to me. Or when I'm at school too, that happens. When I'm in presentations, more than nothing, that happens. So yeah, I get that feeling too. It's interesting to meet someone with the same feelings or skills, I guess. I tremble a lot in all these situations. Me too. I do that too. If you find a way to control that, let me know. I need it. I'm not sure if you have done a video of this one, but it's when Hanji comes home to you and had a bad day and yells at you and apologizes later. I think I actually done that. I think so. I'm gonna look through, and if I haven't, I'm gonna put it down on my list. I get nervous very easily. I shake easily with stupid situations, and I feel very weak because of it. It's not weakness. Weakness is another thing. You're not weak. You're nervous. Your feeling is nervous. You're nervous. Because? Maybe because someone is looking at you and you have a bad memory about that. Or maybe because you don't know how to react about it. But it's not, you're not weak. If you get through those situations, even if you tumble, even if you feel uncomfortable, even if you're afraid, you're not weak, you're strong. I love your handy videos so much. They have helped me a lot, and I fall asleep listening to them almost every day. You're welcome. I love to read that. Gay for Hanji. I think I will remember your username forever. Pizza is here. Oh, I want pizza too. I need pizza. I need to add more of Hanji videos. Probably I need to do that too. I have a lot of ideas. And I have a lot of ideas from you guys, from your comments and everything. But I do have a lot of ideas that comes across my mind like every now and then. And I don't even know how to start them. I will try. It's been some time since I did a video, so oops, Press says enter too soon to my playlist. Here you go, cat. Oh, thank you. In 4 slices, that's a lot. It's like 1:55 a.m. here in Italy. I think I should fall asleep, but I'm not tired at all. You know, I've been struggling a lot with falling asleep, more than waking up. What I did is I bought some sleep aid pills, and I turned off my light. I have like a little routine. I turn off the lights, I get myself comfy, I close my eyes, I put my favorite video on the back because I am that kind of weird person who needs to listen something in the back to fall asleep. So I put like a video from someone I like, or I put music or something that I can hear on the back. And I close my eyes, and I try to close my eyes for at least 5 minutes. If I'm able to close my eyes for at least 5 minutes, I know I'm gonna fall asleep. So if that helps, is there? I feel weak because I get really nervous and sad in a lot of silly situations, and it makes me think I should be strong enough to control it inside of me. It is difficult to control your emotions. So let me say it again. You're not weak. You're not weak. Okay? You're not weak. Controlling your emotions, knowing that you want to control your emotions, knowing that you feel nervous and sad in those situations, it's a step ahead. Most of the people doesn't even know why they feel that way. Most of the people doesn't even know it's because they're nervous, it's because they're sad. They can't even recognize their silly situations. You do. You're not weak. How old are you, Cad? If you don't mind the question, of course. I don't mind. I am 24 years old. I think on Instagram, by mistake, I put 23 because my birthday is August 26th. And last year on my birthday, I put 23 instead of 24. And a lot of people think I'm 23 because of that. But I'm 24. I'm almost 26 next month. No, we're June. Okay, July and August, 2 more months. In 2 more months. Wow. It's 3 a.m. for me right now. Gosh. I'm becoming mute to my sleep pills. So got to wait or find another sleep aid pill. Gosh. When you become immune to your pills, that's a game changer. That's another level, Angie. I've been crying a lot at night, and I don't know why. You know what? It happens to me too. I will recommend you to cry all you want to cry. Take it all out. And during your crying, try to ask yourself, what do I feel? Do I feel passion? Do I feel confused? Do I feel sad? Do I feel angry? Do I feel all of those together? Do that as the first step. It doesn't matter if you don't know why, okay? It's a way that your body is using to let you know something's wrong inside. The body, your body, is trying to say, hey Angie, Hey Angie, I'm sorry. Hey Angie, there is a lot going on here, and we need to take some of these out, so we're gonna cry. Okay? That's all your body is doing. It's doing its job. So don't get mad at you. Don't get more confused. Cry, let it out, and ask yourself, what emotions are you having? If you find what emotions you're having, it's going to be easier for you to find why you cry. Is it because of a partner? Is it because of a family member? Is it because of a friend? Is it because of a situation? Is it because of my workplace? You will find it. But first step, ask yourself what's going on. That was really intense. Saying my sleepy pill aren't working. What's wrong with you guys? I'm shaking right now, and my ears are recovering from the pain because there are fireworks, and one was so loud it made my ears hurt, and it freaked out about that too. I will be freaked out too. Let me. Oh gosh, I have a story about this. I was 5 years old. In my country, they were celebrating something, and kids on the street were playing with fireworks. One of those hurt my arm, okay? And a lot of blood came out. And I was crying. I was upset. It hurt. And because we were celebrating something, my entire family just ignored what happened to me. 5 years old. 5 years old. I will be freaked out too, let me tell you. I will be freaked out too. I remember that day and I was 5 years old. It's normal that you're freaked out. Come on, people. And you're recovering from the pain. That's normal. That's okay. You got scared. It freaked you out. Know that that's normal. That's okay. That's fine. That's okay. And it hurts. I bet it hurts. I still remember how it hurt before for me. So yes, I can imagine your pain. Not me being 13 and simping for your handy beauty. Oh gosh. Saying my sleeping pills aren't working. I'm 34. Oh yeah, Angie, I remember. I remember your birthday actually, Angie. We celebrated together in Discord. I'm actually 23. Oh, nice. I see a lot of age differences there. I melt when you say my name. Oh. I've been thinking of my crush lately. Well, if it's a crush, I would imagine that those thoughts are good and beautiful and nice. If they're not, then ask yourself why. Because if that person is your crush, it's because of something. It's because they've done something that attracts you. So why is it that you're crying in the middle of the night? I think it's time to change my YouTube name to my actual name. If you want, that's fine. Because your name, it's a little bit difficult. Your mom. I really needed your words. Love ya. I love you too. I love you too. Since I was a kid, I always cover my ears when there were fireworks. I used to do that too. Imagine a little 5 years old cat Jazz covering her ears from the fireworks. And let's cover our ears together. I'm afraid of the bottle poppers that you pull the string and confetti comes out. When I was little, people will send them up right by my... I'm sorry. That was fun. Oh, I love that. they're nice. I see it myself in so many scenarios telling them how I feel, and there's so many outcomes, and I get scared. If there's so many outcomes, it's because nothing is clear. Have you tried to tell your feelings to this person? I know it's difficult, so if you haven't, that's okay. That's fine. And that's okay that you're trying to imagine what the outcome might be, but remember that's all in your head. That person might be really nice with you. That person might say no to your feelings. Or that person might say yes. We never know. You will not know till you ask that person. And if they're your crush and you admire them, I am really sure that person will respond to you with a nice words. Even if it's a yes or a no, they will be nice with your feelings, I'm sure. I remember when I was younger, I used to cry when adults in my family laughed at me when I was afraid. I hated that. I have no idea why adults, being adults, laugh about kids when they were kids. And when it's obvious that some situations will scare a kid. I hate when that happens. It shouldn't be that way. Let me tell you, it shouldn't be that way. If they're your parents or they're just adults, like in general, like neighbors or whoever, they should act as adults. And an adult shouldn't be acting like that. I hate when that happens because I see it every day. In store, at work, like random places, that you see an adult like playing a game to a little kid and laughing about their reaction. Like, that doesn't make sense. I'm working the firework stand this year, can wait. Ooh, nice. Seriously, if some here are feeling old, I'm literally like a baby. A little baby. Baby Frisk. Oh, Frisk. You know what? Where I work, if this makes you feel better, where I work, I am the baby. And I'm 24. The next person, the youngest next person at my workplace, has 72. So you can imagine, I'm the baby where I work. I've been told them before, but it was last year and they let me down very gently. Okay. And was very understandable, and the crush on them came back. Okay. That's interesting. So you already know their answer. Well, that changed the game. If you what am I saying? English, come back. If you already know their answer, then I would recommend you to process your feelings. Why are you falling in love with this person again? Is it because of their personality? Is it because of something they've done to you? There could be really various reasons. And once you find your reason, try to take it to the admiration. Because if this person has given you their answer already, then I really think it will be a better idea to take that love into admiration and admire that person for who they are. If they've been gentle to you, okay? If they've been nice to you. If they haven't been nice to you, a change. Has someone heard about maladaptive daydreaming? No. What is that? I'm Googling. 1 second. Come on. Okay, there. is a behavior where a person spends an excessive amount of time daydreaming, often becoming immersed in their imagination. That's cool. Wait, it had a name. I didn't know this situation had a name. I mean, I do that. Is this bad? It's also called excessive daydreaming, yes. It's when an individual experiences excessive daydreaming that interferes with daily life. Okay, then at some point it starts interfering with your life. That's different. I didn't know about that. Hey Kat, you have seen a pic of me, right? Yes. Yes. I remember. What do I remember? I remember in Discord, we had a personal photos channel, something like that, where people could put their photo if they want, if they feel comfortable, and like introduce themselves. I do remember a picture of you. Yes, I do. I can't change my name. My name is Ali. Okay, Ali or Ale? Ali or Ale? I think. Let me think. Let me see. Okay. Okay. If you go to YouTube and you click on your picture, on your username, you need to click on settings and it will give you the option to change your name. It should give you the option to change your name. I admire them from far. I thought I will go away because they told me they're straight. Oh, that explains me a lot. I daydream a lot. Ah. I daydreaming 24 hours a day. I do that too. I have to be honest, I do that too. I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I'm like really concentrated at work that I don't do it. But there are times that I'm like, what if? What if? You know, just that little question there. What if I could say this in that conversation? What if this person could say this? I daydream all day. And I night dream too. Do I look my age? Yeah, you do. Same. I daydream a lot, especially when I heard this ASMR roleplay. Oh my god, I am the reason. I am a reason to daydream. That's not okay. Oh, the chat got disconnected for a second. Interesting. I think I've dreamed of waking up so much that one of these nights I dream of Raid Chung from Shingeki. Ah! From Genshin Impact. Ah! Same, even in school. I'm always damn and night dreaming that I started laughing and crying alone. Something that I had to think about this for a second, I'm sorry. Something that I used to do a lot a long time ago was reading stories. But since I daydream all day, I think I don't need them anymore. I can make my own stories inside my head. I daydream to escape the real world. I think all of us does that too. I think real work can be tough most of the times. I think so. I was about to say the same thing. It's Ale, the second version. Ale. Ale. I'm gonna try from the laptop in a second. Okay. Real war is overrated. It is. It really is. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not. I literally made a friend in my head, and she's the voice that speaks to me in my mind. That's cool. Because of her, I talk to myself a lot. Her name is Dark Moon. Oh, look at that. You know what? I used to have a friend in my dreams. It was a black cat. It was before I met Yuki, my actual cat. It's a dark cat. It was a dark cat that had adventures with me in my dreams. And I used to talk to this friend all the time, even when I was awake, like making plans or just talking about my opinion on something that happened. And at some point, I started to talk to me as if I were talking to a third person. You know what I mean? That's really cool. Has anyone read The Titan's Bride? Mila, don't. No. Okay, where is this? Let me find something. I'm looking through something, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Mila, I don't think there's anyone in this chat who read that something, that story. If anyone have ever read that story, please raise your hands. I know, and I am sure no one has done that. Oh my gosh. That was a good story. I remember I had a time where I used to read a lot of Joey, and The Titan's Bride was one of my favorites. I have a bunch of original characters in my head I've loved to animate at some point. That's a cool idea. You can start by drawing them. That would be so cool. My imagination went so far that I believe her to be a hybrid of thirst pieces. I'm curious now. No, Angie, you no. Is Hanji going to come and make us all anime nosebleed? Oh gosh. Hey, remember last live that I asked you guys to come up with like phrases or ideas for Hanji to say? Well, as we have been here already for an hour, if you have a phrase that you want Hanji to say to you, please write it down. We're gonna make that fun little event that we normally do before we go home, before I get starving. Sorry, I don't have the link. I read it in a strange website. Don't. No. That's. No. I'm in a gacha club. It appears on my channel. Oh! Oh! Look at that! I have drawn them, but it's such a long process to make an animation. It is. it's a long process, but don't see the process as a way to get to an end. Just enjoy the process. The process is everything at the end. I remember your phrase too. Oh my gosh. Let's see, do you guys have any phrases before we go? I guess it's time to make my research, yes. Sorry. I'm thinking of some phrases. Hope you don't mind my romantic side coming out again. I don't mind. I'm sure Hanji doesn't mind either. I have found a sentence that as soon as I finish reading it through, the Hanji will say. As I finish reading it, I thought the Hanji will say. Oh. What's your favorite color, Cat? Currently, it's orange. But not... Okay, I know a lot of people said this, but it's not an actual orange. It's more like the orange on the sky at the end of the day. Hi! Sukio. I suck at pronouncing names. God. Let's see, my heart skipped a bit when you said you don't think Hanji will mind either. Orange is such an amazing color. It is. It is. And a lot of people don't get it. You know what? I'm just going to avoid saying names. I understand it's not my strength. It's not for me. I just shouldn't do it. It's just such a fun thing at work that people walk into the building, I ask their name, they gave me their name, I make a note and I read it because I know if you talk to me in person and you pronounce it your name, I'm sure I can copy and paste that. But if I only read it, if I only read it somewhere, I'm 100% sure I'm gonna say it wrong. And sometimes that makes me really embarrassing. My name just doesn't make sense. I agree. Do you believe in soulmates, Cat? I do. Actually. I met a lot of people in my life, and I believe there are soulmates. And sometimes they're not romantic soulmates. Sometimes they're just people that needs to cross your way because you need to learn something, or because they need to learn something from you. And then they will continue their path and you will continue yours. But I do believe in soulmates. Have you found your soulmate already, Mila? Believe me when I say this to you, I'm yours and yours alone. In your mind, I will never leave you or hurt you. I want you to be my wife. I love you, my cadet. Ah! That's a cute one. Okay. No, you just said my name right. It's impossible for me to say your name wrong. It's impossible for anyone to say your name wrong. Your mom, I mean. You should do another Hanji perfume listener. I have to say, I had to say this at some point, okay? I'm gonna confess something about the channel. The channel, I think people is gonna hate me for this, but okay. The channel was made for males. The channel was made for male listeners, not female. And then at some point, I looked through my channel and I found that like a crazy amount of females were in my channel, like 70% or something like that. And that's when I changed my channel for Hanji to be like a little bit more romantic with females. But to be honest, the first videos that I made were for males. And I'm sorry. But that's how it happens. I'm trying to change it. Didn't know that. Sorry. No, don't sorry. Don't feel sorry. I didn't know that. I know. It was a secret. But it's just so fun that I started my channel like with the cadet being a male. And then at some point someone requested a female version and I said, you know what, why not? And it started like that. And at the moment 90% of my videos are for female community. But that's how it started. Oh gosh, I found it again. And by the way, this one is for the girl listener. It doesn't matter how I can call you, or oh, I like that one. I still love those videos. Thank you. Silly chat killed my message, love. I'm sorry. That's because most of Hanji's sims are girls who are most probably part of the... Yeah, including me. No! Gay for Hanji. Oh my god. I've never guessed. Oh, what a surprise. I want the mark of reading the fanfic where someone gets a mark and it glows when you are close to your soulmate. Huh. Female listener just came out of nowhere. I know. Do you like older animes? I do. I have a lot of animes that I'm following right now. Proud to be part. Yes. As you should. Okay, let me read a few phrases that you guys have sent. Let me start. Okay. Darling, believe me when I said this to you. I'm yours and yours alone. And you're mine. I will never leave you or hurt you. I want you to be my wife. I love you, my cadet. I love that one. And there was another one. Okay, right here. It doesn't matter how I call you, baby girl. Little kitten, princess. At the end of the day, they meant the same. That you're mine. Is that possible to make the mark an innocent mark? Actually, I thought. Could you sing a song to us, Kat? Ah, I suck at singing. I tried in the past for a few audios. No, that's just not my thing. I've seen a lot of people in the ASMR community that has like a second channel or something where they're basically music artists. I can't. That's not my thing. I just scream in my pillow. I don't know when I... Wait. I don't know what I am yet, but I support the LGBT community a lot. Great! You know, I'm in the same position. Sometimes I think I know what I am. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. And I think I know what I am. But I'm scared to say it online. Because again, people... You guys didn't know the channel was made for male listeners? If I ever say my sexuality in online, I think people is gonna be like, what? Why? I'm afraid. Yes, I'm definitely melting by your voice. Oh. That's in my playlist. My heart stopped, oh my god. Glad I'm not screaming later. Streaming later. Oh. Still love the videos. Good. Good. Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to know any of the songs that I have on the background, please let me know. I have the playlist open, so I should be able to look at the name. Do you like Demon Slayer or My Hero Academia? Both. I like both. But I like My Hero Academia a little bit more. I haven't watched the last season though. I haven't had time. We will still love you, Cat, no matter what you are. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I literally use Sasageyo's symbol to make an Attack on Titan with my girlfriend. Oh, that's sweet. I like this song. Let me change it. I like this song. Let me change it. Bread. What's up with the bread? When did you discover Attack on Titan? Oh gosh, it was a long time ago, and it was because of ASMR. I said it before, but I was passing through a really hard situation at my with my family. It was 2020. I think I watched like the first season of Attack on Titan or something, but I never paid attention to the actual anime. I was not really in the story. I just watched like not even the entire first season. It was like a few episodes. And then I found a video from someone that I admire a lot online in the ASMR community. And this person makes Levi's voice. And I fall in love. Is that feeling of I found my soulmate? And it was Levi. So I watched the entire season 1, season 2 of Attack on Titan. I read the manga. I read no regressions, I think it was the name. It was like an extra OVA from the anime. I read everything online and I wanted more. And I fell in love with this creator. I really admire his job. And that's basically how I started my channel, because I admire this person. A friend in case I don't date. I don't know, I just put bread there because I forgot what to say. Oh my god. I love the bread. It's cute. It's a cute bread. I took an okay. I've never done this, but I've heard about it a ton of times, that people have like their best friend and they're like, if we get to a certain age and none of us is married, can we get married and have a child or be happy together or whatever. I've never done that, but I've seen a few movies, actually, Korean movies, by the way, about that, and it's just an interesting topic. What was your impression when you met Henji in the anime? I had the impression of looking at myself in an anime. I had the impression of seeing my Jasmine somehow in Scream, where she's scared to cry. No. She, since the first moment, I understood she was like a really easygoing person, but at the same time, a really powerful woman. I discovered Attack on Titan like 2 years ago, and I forced my family to watch it with me. I did that too. When everyone in my family, now everyone in my family is obsessed. That happened with me and my two little sisters. I forced them to watch the entire anime with me. I forced them to watch Death Note too. They loved it. And I thought, okay, they will be in the anime community from now on. A year later, they forgot about anime and they're in their teenage age and they don't care about anything else than makeup, boyfriends, that kind of things. So I guess I lose. I jump out of my skin when she showed up. Really? Never thought I will fall for Hanji. I never thought I will fall. Oh my gosh, my English again. I never thought I will fall for Levi when I saw him. I'll have to say it. It's short, it's angry. It has like a no friends face. And still, I mean, same, I first fell for Junior, and then I saw Hanji and my heart went boop. You know, my first impression was falling in love with Erwin, and then I saw Levi and I was like, my whole reaction for Hanji. I want to stream the Attack on Titan game. It's a really good game. It has a lot of cool story. When I saw Hanji for the first time, I immediately felt somewhat of a connection with her, even though she doesn't exist. Is that weird? No, it's not. I'm really sure everyone in the chat felt the same way. I gotta admit, I thought Levi was the main character. Oh my god, me too. But then I realized it was Eren, and I felt sad. I beat it in 34 hours. That's a record. That's a record, definitely. Guys, what about if we get ready to go? I want to have dinner. And I want to watch anime. And I want to go a bit early because I'm tired. I had a tough weekend. I said it. And I had to work today. So, same. I thought Levi was the main character. You see, it's normal. I mean, a lot of people thought that. Gosh. Anyways, guys, time to go. Will there be a live next week? Yeah, pretty much every Monday from now. And let me show you guys something. I created something that you will see on the screen right now. And it's for every time that I need a break so that I can put that one. It says, be right back. It's so cute. It took me like 30 minutes, so please appreciate it. And the goodbye one, which is really cute. I've been spending a lot of time doing these little things, okay? I've been thinking a lot on you guys, so yes, we will have another live. Okay, cat, take care, eat, drink, water, and remember we love ya. I love you too. I love you guys too. So cute, it is. Okay, guys, I will keep going then. Thank you.
보며 어느새 아무렇지 않은 표정으로 한참을 걸었어 열차에 갇힌 손잡이처럼